Hello everyone, this is Ep20, and welcome to episode 20 of Ep20's Let's Play of FTB Evolution. Today, I want to show you a nifty little thing I found in Create. The cardboard box armor. You get cardboard helmet, wearable equipment for increased style and stealth. When full set equipped, sneak to activate inconspicuous disguise, which is kind of the coolest thing ever. You ready? Sneaking! It's so funny. Oh, it's great. I love it. Classic. Super cool. Oh my goodness, I love it. All right, so that said, we've got some stuff to do today. What I want to do is probably work on resource gen. So, because I keep running out of resources if we do stuff, right? And clearly, I've automated many a resource. We've done a lot with Create lately. I want to try to get into bees. I feel like bees is where it's at. So I think like a campfire would be cool, and maybe some shears, which I might have some in my backpack. So yeah, no need to make those. And then some glass bottles, maybe. And I can run around and find some beehives, because what we want to get into is bees, right? So we've got the big book of bees. Needs a bee cage, needs some honey bottle. We don't have any honey at this point, right? But I'd like to, do stuff. We're going to eventually want an advanced oak beehive with an oak expansion box. That's also going to require some semblance of honeycomb, right? So step 1, find bees. Step 2, steal honeycomb. Step 3, get into bees. Step 4, make lots of resources and profit. Cool? That's, the basic plan. So I think, see, I can see a bee on the map, so that means I should head in this direction, right? And then there's a bee nest, so then I would do this, and then we could do that, and that's cool. I think that's cool. Bee, our guest. Hooray! Right, and then we would just kind of like look around for more beehives. I don't know if there's going to be one immediately. There's one, right? Look at that. Cool. Honey 5 out of 5. Sweet. So same deal. Awesome. Quest completed. Productive bees. And I assume therefore that I can use you to get this and steal some bees. And that's kind of cool, right? I think that that's neat. And now we've got some bees ready to roll. Oh, look, here's another bee. Hello, friend. I'll take you with me. Hello. You can be with me. Cool. So then I should be able to make the advanced oak beehive, right? Which just needs a beehive. Ooh, that's going to need 3 honeycombs. So we're definitely going to need a little bit more honeycomb. So I need to go find another beehive. I bet there'll be some in this foresty area up here, right? Do bees like Menglin biomes? We're going to find out. If not, I'll find one eventually. There's also like a nice little foresty bit up in this direction. Ooh, look at all the different forests. Oh man, all the Arkwood trees here. This is where I needed to come previously when I was oh, I see a bee on the map. Overshot it just a little bit, like generally here-ish. There we go. Beehive. Hello. No, bees don't have any honey in there. You slackers. Get to work making honey, would you? Now, if I remember correctly, these are not... Oh, I guess they are tick acceleratable. Maybe. Go in there and make honey. You too. I don't know if this will work. Oh, I guess it did. Okay. Honey 1. Okay. Honey 2. That does work. Alright, today we learned. I thought for some reason vanilla, like World Gen beehives did not get tick accelerated, but maybe I'm wrong. I'd very much like to beeline into bees today, generating resources. Hello, productive bees. Hey, good, I get the big book of bees for free. Honey 3. Now, where did you come from, Mr. Bee? Not over here. I don't know where you came from. Might be another beehive nearby. Lost soul there. That's a thing. Come on, guys, get in there. I want you to be 5. Sweet. All right, so that should be enough to turn you into this, provided that we have the things that we need. So we're going to need shears, like a fresh set, because they like to be fully repaired. And then I'm good to go. Advanced oak beehive. And then you for the expansion box. And that should be cool. Great. All right. So then we can go home. I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna go home from here, and then I can shift click back if I need to. It's also getting dark out, so we should probably consider like a bee-ish area. And what I'm thinking is like a bee building, that's very beehive looking, like similar to this, but like very lots of glass, like open skies, like beehivey type material, like stuff, and words. But we're going to start it like back in this corner, right? And we'll start with like a very basic kind of setup, and then we'll kind of expand from there. So I should have no problem. Good. You decided that that's your home now. You need dandelions or something, right? For now, until we can get the automation upgrade, which, you know, will come eventually. Right? It's from Productive Lib. Yes. Where's all the upgrades? There they all are. Yeah, that's what I want. And then we're going to want the simulation upgrade, right? Simulator. Yes. So once I get enough beehives, like we need a lot of stuff, but then like once we do get it, we should be cool. Okay. So you guys should be relatively smart. I was not smart enough to make sure chunk aligning, but yeah, it's fine. We'll do something cool once we decide exactly where we're going to live. For now, I just need like bees to make stuff. Is that cool? Now if I got bottles, that shouldn't be a problem. You guys all being cool? You guys be friendly now. You hear? Okay. And then you can do the honey thing. And that should be kind of a good start. Alright, so I'm going to let them do stuff. Tick accelerating will help. And then we'll be back in a minute after I've produced enough honeycomb, among other things, to get things going. And I'll also keep an eye on these quests to make sure that I'm not foolish enough. So you want me to have the feeding slab, but like I can't do the feeding slab until I have automation, right? I believe that to be true. Ooh, we got the upgrade baby. That's a good one. Honey treats is definitely a thing to make. Oh, I can make honey treats with this pollen puff? Because that stuff I remember not being super useful. Though we do have Bumble Zone, so that'll be cool. Alright, so yeah, let me come back in just a minute. We are getting lots of honeycomb, so that's cool. I just want to, like, knock out a few quests in case there's, like, some cool, easy mode stuff. Ooh, and I get some sturdy bee cages. Nice. What was that about? Yeah, just basically telling me how bees work, which I kind of know. So, yay. Alright, we'll be back in just a few. Alright. I think we're cool now. So I'm going to snag all this stuff. I should have a bunch of honeycomb. Cool. So does that mean I can make a simulation upgrade? Because if I can, that would be awesome. Looks like it. Hooray! So I put you guys in there. I put this guy here. I do this. Hello, bee. Please go inside. I ain't got time for your dilly-dally. Hooray! Simulation upgrade. That plus tick acceleration equals GG. That's the end of this series. I've now got all the resources I will ever need. No, not quite, but we're getting there. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. We can totally do upgrades from, I think, is it productivity or something like that? Range filter. So like the one that I usually like is the block one. So like alphas and betas and all that stuff is nice, but like the block upgrade is the good one, right? Stability, you say. Pollen sieve, anti-teleportation. Pokey gene sampler is always a good one to have too if we really want to, but we don't need it just yet. Simulator and like alpha, and then the other upgrades would be nice to have too. So upgrade block requires draconic chunk, so be a minute until we get there, right? That requires nether stars. The alpha upgrade, productivity alpha also requires draconic chunk, so that's going to be a big barrier to like making stupid amounts of things, but like just getting started, this ain't terrible. So how about iron bees? Let's start with that, because I'm always low on iron, right? So we want an iron bee, right? Not an enriched iron. Nope, we don't need that. Arcane essence, nope. Crimson iron, nope. We're good on all this, right? Iron bee comes from breeding, right? So we're going to want the breeding chamber, and we're going to want crystalline and ashy. Ashy can be generated, basically, and crystalline can also be generated, basically. What we need is just to make a quartz nest of some sort, and then we're, good to go. We'll need some kind of silk touchy bit, but, not a big deal there. So for the breeding chamber, I think, are you going to use my baby upgrade? I guess that I will allow that to happen. I could make another one as needed. Yeah, that doesn't look too hard, to be fair. Didn't I just pick up a bunch of dandelions? Nope, I did not pick them up. There you go, baby upgrade replaced. So what we want is a quartz nest, right? Which is just going to be quartz in netherrack or nether quartz ore. Yeah. And then for the ashy, we can just go with like a dirt nest, right? So that should be pretty cool. Easy and peasy. And then the gist is we place this in the world and we use a honey treat on it. And then after that cooldown at the top, which we can totally tick accelerate, this is where I start using up a lot of my temporal pouch, which is going to be an impetus for me to get time crystals. Chocolate mining bee. All right. So if I got like some more of you, that could be cool, right? So like chocolate mining bee. What I should probably do is get like proper bee cages. Ashy mining bee. That's the one we want, right? Cool, right? So ashy mining bee is what we were after. So we're done with that. I will hang on to this dirt nest, which I assume I can just break no problem. Now I'm gonna need something silky touchy. What I could do to get silk touch, we could do that. That seems expensive compared to this, right? How hard would an enchanter be? Dark steel? It's a little bit of a setup. I might go that route. Isn't there like a tool that comes with like silk touch enabled by default? Some modern industrialization stuff. I could get the exchanging gadget going. That's another way to do it. Because we haven't really gotten into, like, enchanting yet, right? But we could. We have looting. We have sharpness. We have comb cutter. I should throw looting on this guy is what I should do. But if I got my enchanting table... Quest complete. And then I assume we have some number of books. We can get a bunch of oak, right? And get bookshelves. So 15 of these would do me well. 12 should be maybe enough. And if not, we'll get more. Is now a good time to make this happen? I like that plan. Usually this is kind of where I put my enchanting area, right? So, like, yeah. That's a good start. Is that enough, do we think, to get the exchanging gadget with lapis? Soak touch. 16-ish levels? I could probably handle that. So you go in here. Toss this dude in there, and boom, soak touch. Easy peasy. It's a little bit of a cheese, because that's the only enchant that tool can accept. So, like, basically, if you enchant the exchanging gadget, you're guaranteed to get Silk Touch on it, right? Whether or not you consider that a little bit of a cheese of the enchanting process is up to you. Me, I'm not a huge fan of, like, the enchantment process being all RNG based and, like, not easy to, like, I want these enchants. So I'm usually of the opinion that I don't care. Hooray! And then we can do that to be that, and that's just a normal iron sword? Sure, quartz nest. Sweet. And then I don't know if you need to be in the nether to spawn. We're going to find out right now. There are no bees in this location that will move into this nest. There, my friends, is your answer. I'm thinking I'll put this, like, right inside the portal, because my only portal gun destination is right next to the blaze farm, which I don't think I need to worry about. The nest can attract bees in this location. There's your problem. Gonna need quartz, not honey need. Okay. Speaking of quartz, that might be a future bee I need as well. So our plan here is basically, like, let's come up with, like, a really awesome and multifaceted bee resource production lines, right? Like, making all kinds of stuff for me. I don't know exactly how it's all going to play out. We'll kind of figure it out as we go. Because I've never really done bees as my main resource generation. I'm assuming it'll be good or just as good or just as easy as mystical agriculture. Like, once we get the foundation in, it's going to be relatively easy for me to, like, spin up a new bee type and be like, oh, I need emeralds. Better make an emerald bee. I'm assuming. I don't know for sure. But I think it's fair to assume that, right? Let's go, crystalline bee. There you are. Thank you. And away we go. I do like this one. Like, I remember old forestry bees. It was like certain bees can only live in certain climates, and it was like a lot of a challenge. This one's a lot easier, I think, to just be like, you know, hey, we're breeding. And like I said, there will be like a building here that will be like a bee building that will be responsible for all the... I just have to, like, you know, So chocolate mining can probably go away. So you two breed, and we're going to get an iron bee, right? So iron bee needs you guys to just have any flowers. So like dandelions should be cool if I do that and that, and then give you one of these. And then you just need energy. I think I have like a bunch of mechanism cells, or cubes as it were. Meh. The flowers are gone, so I assume you're doing something. Here we go, Iron Bee. Cool. Down with that plan. You guys are flowers, right? Nope, you are not. You are not flowers. Are you guys flowers? Nope, you are not. You're tricking me into thinking there's flowers here when there's not. Are these flowers? I don't think so. Yeah, I thought finding flowers would be easy. Every time I go to find a block, I'm like, that looks like a flower. No, it's not. Are sunflowers flowers? Goodness, I hope so. I don't actually know if you count as flowers. I guess we'll find out. Whee! Do you count as flowers, sunflowers? You do! There you go. Question answered. Okay, you go away, and you go away, and you go away, and you go away, and now we're going to have you two. We're going to have an iron bee, and then momentarily we're going to have another iron bee, and then it's make another beehive, and or just add these two to the existing one, and that should be cool. Cool. So for you to like produce stuff, you need a block of iron, or iron bars, or an iron door, or iron ore. Okay. So I guess bars would be a cool thing. I should teach you how this is made, by the way. But then we put the iron bee and the iron bee. Now I'm assuming these are child bees, so it's going to be a minute before they can actually produce stuff, but that's okay. At some point, they become adult, and then at that point, they produce iron combs, and that's pretty cool, right? So I think our next task now will be, let's make awesome things happen. Is that cool? I think it's cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be do something with iron combs time now. Cool. Where did I get all that cacao? Oh, that's right, I remember. I was breaking down stuff. Yeah. Okay. So we're done with that stuff. We're done with that. You guys can be a centrifuge, or a powered centrifuge, or a heated centrifuge. I think I'm cool with... Okay, I'm not cool with that just yet. Powered centrifuge, though, yes. And then you're pushing to that side, and then you're doing that, and then... Nice. And again, for the record, we want something like that, right? And then we're going to get a bunch of honey, along with raw iron. And that works for me. Does that work for you guys? I mean, it's pretty cool. Looks like we have about a 50% chance of getting 40% of that happening. But, like, I can live with that number. Right? because from here, because we're getting raw iron, right? Like that's the key, is we're getting raw iron. And all this wax and honey stuff, I should probably super duper drawer up, because like really soon I'm going to start having inventory issues in my refined storage system, because I'm going to forget that that's a thing that we need to care about, right? So honey, put all that stuff away, and then wax as well. All needs to go into a drawer. Who's going to be all? I can be voided. Down here. And then we're going to want a functional storage. Do a gold upgrade. And a void upgrade. And that's cool, right? I say that's cool. I'll tell you what, I hope sand can be made by bees. Because that's a resource I really need to get under control. Every time I go to do something, I'm like, oh right, I don't have any sand. Cool. Works for me. Alright, I'm going to want more cobblestone. And considering that I'd probably have more in here, that'll be cool. Actually, let's put all that away, and we'll do that, and chisel. And cobblestone bricks. Now, this is going to be a temporary house. Mostly because I just haven't quite figured out what I'm gonna do yet. But if we can try to like chunk control it, that would be cool. Is that groovy times? Yeah, I don't love that I'm like overlapping that dude, but like I probably can live with that for now. We're going to want 2 stacks of glass. Cool. So you do kind of extend beyond a chunk a little bit, but not a lot I can do about that. What I could do is kind of try to chunk align it. Now, if I put another one here, what's that look like? You're overlapped by 2 blocks. But if I do this, and we... do that, that's kind of cool. And then what we'll do is make this a 5. Yes. And that seems pretty cool to me, right? And then that is a, you know, kind of self-contained in the chunk kind of deal. Now, in fairness, what we could do... Tell me if this is crazy for a minute. What if we... I want to borrow you guys for a sec. Because I want to move this. Okay. Hang on to these because I care about them. But let's remove you. Let's make that a thing. Now check this out. It just occurred to me. If I did that. And then put it here. Right? Then the inside of the room is within the chunk. Right? For the most part. Right? The inside of the room is within the chunk. And I bet if I just brought it in one little bit closer, it maybe wouldn't matter. Or we just remember that that area is outside the chunk. That seems fine. Okay. And then I'm assuming line of sight to the sky is an important thing. Advanced oak beehive. So like here, we're cool, right? And then expansion box, and then simulation upgrade, and then feeding, and then you, and then U5 go back in, and everybody's a happy camper. I believe that to be a very true statement. Right? And then you guys come with me, and then you guys can go away. Cut. Rotate. Paste. For now. Right? Clearly, that's not the way that's going to stay. But, like, basically, this becomes my thing. Now, I'll probably make, like, the whole ceiling glass. And I'll probably change these out from bricks to something more bee-ish. He said, not knowing what that means. But that's future Dyer's problem. Current Dyer is presently wrapping up the episode. So for now, Del20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time to do more bee-related things to get lots of resources, hopefully. All right? For now, you know the deal. Take it easy.